Good morning. First and foremost, we are fourth year students from Mapua Malayan Colleges, Laguna, and we would like to introduce ourselves first. My name is Micah Navea.
I am Maria Alliah Cassandra V. Bahoy.
I am Rey Marmol.
And I am Janine Faye Navarro.
We are delighted to welcome you to this interview, architect Lourdes Onozawa. She graduated cum laude with a Bachelor of Science degree in Architecture from the University of San Carlos in 1980. She then went on to take a Master's in Urban and Regional Planning in 2003. She worked as a Senior Project Evaluation Officer at the National Development Company until 1983. Moreover, she established her own company, MLMO Architecture and Planning, and have been working as a principal architect since 1996. A professional architect with over 40 years of experience in the field. Again, architect Lourdes Onozawa. During this interview, we'll have to learn more about Onozawa's career and journey. As someone who is passionate, architect Onozawa's vast experience and insights, we believe that this interview will be a valuable resource for anyone interested in pursuing a career in architecture or looking to gain a deeper understanding of the industry. Without further ado, I would like to introduce architect Onozawa. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. We are delighted to welcome you to this interview, architect Lourdes Onozawa. During this interview, we will have the opportunity to learn more about architect Onozawa's career and her journey. As someone who is passionate about architecture and design, we are eager to learn from you, architect, from your vast experiences and insights. We believe that this interview will be a valuable resource for anyone interested in pursuing a career in architecture or looking to gain a deeper understanding of the industry. Without further ado, architect Onozawa, thank you for being here with us today.
For the first question po, how did you know that you wanted to be an architect?
I didn't. I wanted to be a ballet dancer.
What made you choose the architect? Like,
No, I've always been in the arts. I was a ballet dancer since I was small. I've been exposed to the arts, but I love drawing, and my aptitude test when I was in high school said it's either I become an architect, a lawyer, or a doctor. So, at the age of 16, you don't know what you want. You only know what you want to do. So I wasn't thinking about anything. I just said, okay, I'll try architecture. Anyway, I like to draw. And then when I started it, I liked it. That's all. That's how simple it was. Because I don't believe at the young age of 16, 17, when you enter college, you want to know your career. You just think of what you want to do. But I believe in whatever you do, whether it's washing dishes or washing clothes or planting something, you have to make it the best. You have to give it the best effort. So that's just what I did, I guess.
who influenced you po nobody. Okay.
As I said, I already told you, I just lined up for architecture because it was in my aptitude test. Because I was honest to myself. I really don't know what career I wanted. I just, among the three, doctor, lawyer, architect, I said, no, I don't like to be a lawyer or a doctor. It's too much memorization. I'd rather draw.
Okay po. For the next question po, what is your expertise or specialization?
Our specialization is in green lifestyle architecture.
Okay.
When a building or we are resort architects, theme park architects. I don't dabble in residences so much. And because this is what we believe in. Our philosophy is a building is green only when the people using the building or living in the building have green lifestyles. So we call ourselves Green Lifestyle. architecture, and we have the ecosystems approach to design, meaning you give me a piece of land, I'll make an inventory of what's there, the flora, the fauna, and I build with what the land has to offer. I don't go to the hardware. I make my own cement, make my own paint, make my own ceilings out of the leaves of coconuts or anything like that. You build with what is given to you. So we take an ecosystems approach. Like if you Google my name and all that, my work is all there. So you will see that I have a lot of bamboo. I use coconut unit for ceilings. I use whatever the land offers. I'm not a slave to the hardware. I'm a slave to what nature provides. And then I use that in my design.
Okay po. Very good.
For the next question, who is or are your role models?
Well, definitely Frank Lloyd Wright. Form follows function. Right? And Frank Lloyd Wright's the same. He tried to use whatever was available in the land. And he built it. And even in the design, he tries to... I love what he said, and that's what I really practice. Your architecture is really, really good when your design disappears. It just blends with the natural surroundings around it. And the most important thing is that you experience that architecture. It's not something to look at, it's something to experience.
Okay, next. What were your starting years like as an architect?
Well, after graduation, I was shipped to Brazil. I worked in Brazil for a whole year. I was an exchange student, but it's not student, it's worker. I joined kasi AISEC, AISEC, and that's an organization that fields students off to different countries where you can work. So I stayed there for a year, and I was working in a sewage company. And there, my interest in green really was, that's how it started, no? Or really, because everything that was done there was zero waste, ba? The sewage, they made it into fertilizer, the sludge, everything, and they were able to recycle the water back into potable water back to the cities. This was in 1980, And during that time, septic tanks were already banned in Brazil. The whole city treated their wastewater. You see how far behind we are.
Yes.
Yeah, and starting as an architect, a lot of people thought I was crazy. I started using solar panels in 1971, and I like using what the land has to offer. I don't like buying from the hardware. Like all my fixtures are mostly made of bamboo. My lighting fixtures, I just even let my driver make it. I have so much there. And then one day in 1991, I got my big break when Plantation Bay hired me to be their master planner and architect, Plantation Bay Resort. And they said, you can do whatever you want because we have zero budget. So I said, okay, that's a big challenge. So I used stones because the land had so much stone. I used bamboo, bananas. I used all the banana leaves and the bark I just flattened them, made them into walls, stuff like that. And it won so many awards. And I was able to build the entire hotel at 9,000 per square meter.
That's really amazing for architects. So to the next question po, how do you see post-pandemic architecture?
I think pretty much the same as my practice. I've always espoused that, don't ever be a slave to the hardware. As architects, you need to be creative. You're not just designing spaces. Look, there's so much around you. There's so much things in nature which you can use. So I think there's no difference because I've always espoused that, and all the more post-pandemic, I guess you should listen to these lifestyles. But like early on in my practice in the 80s, I already put mudrooms, places where you can put your shoes and all. I never placed shoes inside the house. It was always outside. I already placed all these things because this is a tropical country. So I see no difference in my practice. The only difference I see is that we have more and more clients wanting to do what we do, what we've always espoused, because a lot of people are so much slaves to colonialism, and they don't anymore think about the experience of what is it that you experience when you actually arrive in a house, what you need to do. You need to wash your hands, wash your feet. So leave the shoes outside, put a room outside. Just things like that. You need to be able to design as per experience, not the other way around. And you have to be bold, listen to your heart, and just keep on moving forward, even if they say you're crazy. One day they will know that you're right. And I guess that's where I am.
So, what can women architects like you contribute to post-pandemic architecture?
Okay, you have two questions here. Why women and why post-pandemic? What's the difference? There's none. Why women? Because if you say women can contribute to architecture, that's one question. The other question is women architects contribute to post-pandemic architecture. I think this is a. Can you rephrase this question because it is unfair? You're dealing with a gender issue, and you're dealing with an era issue. So which is which? Which is the more important one here?
Generally architects po. We've known po kasi that architecture is a male-dominated field po. But that was before pa po. So,
No, it doesn't. It has nothing to do with being pandemic. Okay, let's say the gender issue. Go to the website and go to APEC. APEC. Then you type my name, Maria Lourdes Onozawa. There is an article about me on women, on how women architects deal with this. Now, as a woman, you have to know what your strengths are. Don't try to be like a man. A lot of things you have that we have that men don't have. So, what is a woman? A woman is nurturing, right?
yes.
Now, if you're very nurturing in your design, it will show. Don't ever try to forget the men, just design. And the other thing I want to tell you is forget labels. It's because of labels that the world is in turmoil. People label rich, poor, tall, short, man, woman. Why do you think in these terms? Just design. Forget the labels. Stop labeling. It gives people insecurity. It gives people, it's not good. It's not good at all. I'm done with labels. Do you get it?
Yes, we get it.
Now I want to know what you think. Alliah.
I think yes po. I think din po labels generally po genders or labels they're not really
They're counterproductive. They don't know anything good. Nothing. Don't contribute anything good. So forget that you're a man or a woman. Actually, just design.
As long as you can do it naman po, we can.
Correct. But don't ever try to find out what is a man like. No, forget it. Just be you who you are. And work together with the men in a complementary way. But don't try to be like them. You will lose.
Because it's a different field. It's a different.
Okay, RJ, what do you say?
It goes both ways, I guess, because what you think of women, what you think of men doesn't necessarily mean it's irrelevant. It's what I think.
It's irrelevant. So you gotta stop thinking that way. Okay. All right. Does that answer your question, or are you shocked at my answers?
Amazed po.
You're muted. I can't hear you guys.
Amazed po sa answer. I'm amazed po sa answer that we've gotten from you po. So for the next question po, here is Micah Navea.
As a Filipino woman, what is architecture to you and how has it affected your life outside the profession?
Again, you have so many labels here in this question. As I said,
Yes.
I've done labels. Okay? I don't think of myself as a Filipino. I don't think of myself as a woman. There's too much labeling there, going on there. No? And I feel that labels restrict you. All I need for you to do, all I wanted is just to do my best in whatever it is in the given situation. I think the most important and the key factor is to be in the present moment. Where are you? What resources do you have to design? What's your client like? Just be in the moment. Let other people label you, but don't ever label yourself.
Yes.
You're doing it here in the Philippines, then people will label you Filipino. Let them do it. But in your heart, do you really feel you're being Filipino doing it? Does it matter to you? Again, this is what labels do. None of these things affect me. I just do, and I am just in the present moment. You give me a piece of land to design. I will take an inventory of what's there. I'll make an inventory of the people who live around that. What are their skills? And together, I involve the community in my project. I let them make the tables made out of the leaves. I let them dry it. Just be in the present moment. That's more important. Does this answer your question, though?
Yes, architect. So, thank you. For the next question, what do you feel has been your biggest victory?
I will have to disappoint you because I don't work in terms of victories. I don't work in terms of failure. I really don't. I'm telling you, I'm done with labels. I am just in the present moment. I do my best in every minute. When I'm with a client or I'm designing. Forget all these labels. It's just going to make you insecure. Am I successful or not? Am I this or that? Come on. I'm sorry. I know you'll be disappointed with my answers. Let other people do that. Let other people tell you that you're successful. Let other people say that you're victorious. Let them label what victory you have. But for yourself, don't. Just keep on going. Yes, it's true. I've received numbers of awards. But I never felt that I was doing it for a reward. Like those people who really buy for competitions. I don't enter competitions because for me it's useless. Because I don't aim. I don't work for titles. People give me titles. It's not in my head. It's not in my heart. Wait, imong gitagaan. Imong gitagaan down payment. Ano sa mo pa? I'm sorry, huh?
No, architect. Actually, your answers are not disappointing at all. Just actually inspiring for us. So thank you for that answers.
So
For the last question, architect, can you tell us more about your experiences working with various clients?
Like I said before, my clients, people thought I was crazy because I tell them I don't want to buy anything from the hardware first. I want to let the community make this house or whatever, And we did that in Plantation Bay. If you look at it, a lot of it is made by the people. And then there was a lot of lime in the property, so we made our own paints. And we didn't have to buy colored paint. We colored our paint, like say onions. You can always buy onions in the market. So we caramelized them, and then there's this beer colored liquid coming out, and we mixed that with the lime, and we came out beige. Things like that. So The challenges really are letting the owner agree with you. But so far, knock on wood, I haven't really had problems because their language kasi is cost eh. And my way of building is cheap. Make it cheap for them. And they like telling people stories like, oh, kasi they own the land eh. Why will we get materials that doesn't belong to the land? Let's use first what's in this property. And then they're so proud of it. You know? They say, oh, this table is made of bananas. I had banana trees here. We just made tables out of it. So they become proud. Yeah.
Yeah. Ayan po.
I guess architect. Thank you for that answers. And
Thank you for joining us, Architect Onozawa, and sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. And with that, we would like to give you this certificate of
No.
appreciation.
Oh, well, thank you for this. Thank you for this. Please email this to me. However, you know what? If you have any questions now, ask me. Relax.
Yes.
Or I'll ask you, what are your fears? Okay, RJ, Janine, Alliah, and Leila. Tell me about your fears, one by one.
Fears po.
And maybe you want to let me teach you how to get rid of that fear.
Sure po.
I'd like to ask for an advice, since how do you think we can survive, especially in this generation? There are a lot of great architects, and I'd like to know how we can thrive in this kind of industry.
Okay, I have two answers for that. Number one is, when you take up architecture, you should know that you are taking a mother course. When you take up architecture, it doesn't mean that the only product that you will ever be is someone who will design and have an office. No. That's just one of them. You can proceed to become a lawyer, and be lawyers for architects, litigations, the real estate developments and all that. You can proceed to become a real estate developer, build houses, build condominiums, be a developer yourself. You can go into heritage conservation, go further studies. Architecture is like medicine. It's only the basic course. Then you can become, if you're interested in IT, creating programs for architectural apps, you can do that, and you need a background of architecture. You can go into interior design. What I'm trying to say is you should find your specialty. By the time you're fourth year, fifth year, you will have a knowledge already of what specialty you'll go into. If you do not go into that specialty, you will lose. There are many fields that architecture is only a basic course. It's not an end course. You need to take a specialty courses, do your continuing studies. You can do it online, you can take further studies. But an architect does not have to be a designer with an office and all that. If that's what you want to be, then take that course. Now, I would suggest that you choose whether you're residential, commercial, industrial. You have to choose one line. I'm not a residential architect. I do resorts. I don't like doing residential because people don't have budgets for it and they keep on fighting, husband and wife. I don't have to deal with that. I like resorts because my clients are corporations and they have the budgets. So I don't have to collect from them as hard as I would if residential. So find your niche, find your heart. Don't use your brain, use your heart. Follow your heart.
Thank you.
That's all po.
Architect, excuse me. We have a limited time here, and at any point, this may be cut. We would like to thank you for this opportunity for letting us interview.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Architect.
Thank you very
Onozawa.
much po. We'll send the certificate via email po, miss.
Thank you.
Thank you
you
for
po.
your time.
The architect.
Thank you very much.